Hello and welcome back. If this is your first time here, welcome to the channel. Back onto these little things, or not so little. In the last video, if you haven't seen the last video, go back. There's a part 1 to this. I attached these foam surrounds to the cone. As you can see, they are not, let me, attached to the actual frame of the body of the speaker. That's what I'm going to do today. Yeah, so I've got my little pot of glue and a little brush, and I need to clamp these down again. If I can remember where I put my clamps. I'll be back very soon. Yeah, there we go. Now the only reason I'm going to clamp it is as I'm kind of pulling and prodding this up, I don't want to move the speaker, the cone around, because then if it sticks, it's not going to be central. So just to make sure that it is currently sitting in a central position, let me set my power supply up. That will do. Yeah, that's going to be as central as I'm going to be able to get it. And using these little pieces of wood and a clamp. Oops. Another piece of wood on that one. If you haven't watched the other video, go and watch that, and then you'll get a better idea of what's going on and what these little pieces of wood actually are. Oops. Excuse me. I did say that I was going to leave this to dry for 24 hours, but it's been almost a week. I've had other things on, and I've got a day job as well, so yeah, I'm kept busy, put it that way. There we go. So let's see if I can open this. This is nice and thick, so, and it applies really well actually. I think I will start over here. Oops. I'm hoping there's enough going on there. Anything that any excess that gets left on, I can clean off. If you've watched the previous video, you will know that already. Let me move that out of the way. There. Yeah, it seems to be given adequate coverage. Should have really had, oh, I do have a little cloth. Just before it starts to go off, I'm going to just stick a little bit of voltage through it again, make sure I haven't moved it. just want to press this down a little bit. I might have to pull that little bit up just to make sure that I start where I left off. Oops. Oops. I'm not going to say this is the right way to do it or the wrong way, because I've never done it before. I've watched a couple of videos, and obviously the people who I've watched are much more proficient at it because they've probably been doing it for longer or had more attempts, because the company that supplied the surrounds, which was audiofriends.com, based in the Netherlands. Maybe it's had a little bit too much glue on. That keeps sticking to the magnet. Now I think what I'll do, I might wait till this goes off a little bit before I take these two clamps off to do the last little bit, just because there was a little bit of movement I saw when I was just pressing down on it. So I want to keep it in at least a partially secure kind of arrangement, just very gently. And then once that goes off a little bit, I think it'll be all right to take these two off. But while that's happening, I should have bought an extra pack of clips, shouldn't I? Because then I could have had two speakers on the go at once. I wonder if I can just go that one. Oops. be used quite so much this time. Difficult to know just how much is the right amount, because obviously I don't want too much, otherwise it's going to be oozy and horrible and messy, but I don't want too little, otherwise it's not going to stick. A little bit of excess on there. I've got a few bristles on the brush that are a bit stray. A little bit of a mess. I've just realised I didn't do the put a little bit of voltage in it just to make sure it was central. I'm sure it will have been. Dare I do it now before this gets too stuck? That doesn't seem to want to stick too well there, does it? Although this pot seems a little more than what's required, it seems to be going through it quite quickly. I'm just pressing straight down on this. I'm not trying to roll or run my finger around it or the tool. I'm literally just pressing straight down so it sticks. So I don't push it either way and pull it or stretch it, which would make the cone sit at the wrong angle and possibly cause it to scrape on the coil to scrape on the magnet. Yeah, but obviously that wasn't stuck. Not that I expected it to be. That's a bit better for doing that. Yeah, I think I'm going to need more, because that just doesn't seem to want to stick, and I don't know why. Maybe. Oh dear. Why does that not want to stick? I wonder if it's something on the alloy. This is supposed to stick. If this doesn't work, I'll maybe have to look at an alternate type of glue. Yep. Doesn't seem to want to stick at all. And I ain't got enough clamps to be clamping all the way around like that. That's just rising up. Don't know whether you can see that. Let me hold that down. So if I hold that down, and then if I take my finger off it, can you see? It's just risen up. So I'll hold it down again. Yeah, it's just rising up again. It's just not sticking. All right. I don't know why, because the glue does stick to the alloy. There it is. Let me see. I'll just leave that to go off. And it does stick to the foam because it's stuck the rest of it to the foam. So what's going on? There's nothing kind of stopping it. I don't know. Right, I'm just going to leave that for a little bit just to go off. And this was the other one, which seemed to stick better, but I kind of put loads on this, and I'm hoping it dries clear, so it doesn't look as horrible and messy. Just a couple of little gaps there, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to maybe I do need to put more on so there's an excess amount. Let's see how this goes first. I will see how these set when the glue goes off, and out of this one, which I feel is a little bit too much on it, and this one, which I tried to skimp a little bit just so that it didn't look quite as messy and what have you, and it doesn't seem to be sticking as well. So it would appear to be that that's the cause, but let's just wait until I can see that this glue has gone off, and we'll investigate a little bit further. So because there's still a little bit that's not stuck, just a very little bit on the edge. I can see the foam, but I don't know whether that's just me squashing the foam, which you'd expect because it's foam, or whether it's the fact that it's not actually stuck. Yeah, I'm going to leave it, and I'll be back once it's gone off a little bit. So it's been about almost a week. It probably feels like, well, it is just a couple of seconds for yourself. And these have dried. Okay, I suppose, but they're stuck nonetheless. But what I ended up doing was using some of my clamps and getting a small piece of wire and just clamping the wire on top of it, like so, just to hold it down. But I only had 4 clamps, so I could only do kind of like that section. So I thought, I've got to go and get some more clamps. So yeah, let's take that off. We'll do this one first, and let's have a look. So from there, have I got a little bit of tape I can put on just so I know where I am? Let's have a look. Yes, I do. Let's get rid of that over there. So from there to, I will probably get away with just the 4 clamps for this one. There we go. So now I know where I'm working with. But to accomplish this, and the fact that I've got to get some of the 7 or 8 inch drivers, which I need to do at some point once I find the foam surrounds, and I've already got those 4, and kind of 4 fit in each of these. They don't fit here because of this support gets in the way. I don't know whether you can see that. Am I even in the I am. So here you can't clamp anything here because that support's in the way. So I'm going, yeah, we'll see how it goes. So yeah, so what I did, I bought another set of the clamps, but then I thought, well, there's 4 sections, so I should really get another set. But that still only gives us 3 sections. So I bought another set, and then I thought, to get these bits, if I cut down a peg, which I showed you last time, so that it sticks and presses onto here, onto the foam, then I can get a clamp and just hold the piece of wood there, and that will still press down on the foam, and that's what's even pressure all the way around. So I bought another pack. So I've got 4 packs of these. They work out at 50p a clamp, so I wasn't breaking the bank, put it that way. But yeah, so here we go. There's only a little bit to do on this one. I didn't realize I'd stuck quite so much. Okay, so I'm hoping this glue will be okay, because last time I was using it, I forgot to put the lid back on, and after about half an hour, I realized, and I'm hoping it's just skinned over the top, and I can pull the skin off, and it'll be okay, or there'll be sufficient to do these 2 speakers. If I've got to buy another pot, then I've got to buy another pot. Just just means that it's going to be longer before my speakers are working. Well, it doesn't matter because my amplifier doesn't work, so I can't test them. Let's have a look at this. I'm going to pop that there, and that can go in the bin later. So let's have a look, see if this is just skinned on the top. Oh, that looks good actually. It's mixing up quite nicely. Okay. So where's my brush gun? I did try and clean my brush, but it appears to have gone a bit hard. So let's have a look. I just want to lift this bit of foam up so that I can get the brush right under there, right up to where it was glued last time. Am I actually picking any glue up there? So I'm putting it on the foam, whoops, and on the aluminium surround, get right into that corner. I can clean all of that up. I know it looks a bit messy, but I'd rather have too much than not enough. So, oops. It's one way to get glue everywhere. Stay. And let me, while I remember, to put that on there. Take off that bit foam. I'm only trying to get this in here so it looks even all the way around once it dries, and I don't have any kind of gaps and it looks a bit sloppy. Not that anyone's going to be inspecting them that much, but I do have a little bit of OCD, and if I know it's there, it's going to annoy me. Yeah, and it doesn't make any difference to the performance, but it just satisfies me. There's that there. Just gently off the edge of the foam. So I think we can probably get away with using this again. What I was going to do this time around, because I thought I had more to clamp, I was cut a piece of, it's just 2-core flex, and I was just going to put that round and clamp on it. But it's a little bit thicker, so the clamping force will be a little bit harder, but I don't think that that would make much difference. It might leave a slight impression in the foam, which, yeah, should be okay. So let's have a look. So that goes on there. Two. Actually, that's clamping a lot closer to this support than I thought it would. So I might not have needed that extra pack. Because it was just nipping that. Why is that not going quite right? That's okay. Next pack. Just so that it all sticks with the same, or roughly the same amount of clamping force. Let me see if I can find a peg. So, if I cut that anywhere there, that should do. Pop that there. I should be able to get one of them on there. There we go. And I think I will have to do the same. About here. Yeah, so there's that one all clamped up. Just put that to one side. And let's see, how much have we got left to do on this one? So, where is my tape? Just a bit of captain's tape. So from there, I'm gonna go around. Now this is the one I've got a lot more to do on. So about there. Okay. Hence the extra clamps. So if I go to there. Push them right into there. Make sure I get it up. It's on there. Don't know how well you can see exactly what I'm doing. Probably not very. But I think it's pretty self-explanatory just from watching. And then we're going to get a bit extra on that corner of the brush that I can squeeze in there. put the lid on that while I remember. Okay, give that a wipe. I'm just pushing straight down on this, so I'm not kind of skewing the way the foam sits, otherwise it could potentially affect how the cone travels when it's in operation. Whereas I know this is as central as I could get it, so if I'll just press straight down, it should just stick it straight down and not cause any issues. I think there's some dried stuff there. I did put a bit on the frame just so that I could see whether it was actually sticking when it was dry. So maybe that's what I'm just ripping off. So this time round, I think I'm going to have to use the black one. And let's open a few of these packs up so that I've got them to hand. Great little clamps. They're not overly powerful. They just kind of nip. You know, they're not. They don't hurt. Just nip just enough to hold things in place. So, and at 50p each. Can't go wrong. Right, let's see if I need any more after this. So I want to be there. Put one on the tape. Well, we need the last pack. Good job I did buy an extra pack. And that one should be good about there. Okay. Maybe I should just chop a peg in there. Oops. Is that actually clamping on it? I know that for definite. Yes, that's clamping. I think I'll spin that over as well. There we go. So another one all clamped up. Once that glue dries, I'll probably give it till tomorrow. And yeah, I'm just wondering how I can test them before my amplifier is fixed. Just so I don't have one thing lying about. I'm just going to pop that one just there, just to be sure. Okay, yeah, that's that done. It looks almost like a flower. Just resting on the pool table. Yeah, so not a lot else I can do with those until they are dry. Yeah, so I am going to go ahead and I'm going to call that a positive fix. They are glued, and unfortunately I'm unable to test them, but if you like and subscribe, you will be notified when I post the video of my amplifier repair. And as part of the test of the amplifier, obviously, I will be plugging speakers into it, and I will plug these speakers into it. So if you want to know whether they actually work, subscribe. When that video is released, have a watch of that and click the like button as well. So yeah, that's another positive fix.